Suicide Squad number 14 somehow begins after Joker gets his face back, and before he kills the mayor's guards, where we see Harley Quinn mourn the loss of one of her comrades. Who is the Suicide Squad, and why is Harley Quinn affiliated with them, you may be asking? Good luck finding out, because the comic doesn't tell us! Seriously, is it really so hard to put a little background info on the inside cover so that new readers can have just a little bit of grounding? Oh no, we can't tell our readers what this title is all about, or why they should continue buying it outside of these Batman tie-in issues, because if we did, then we wouldn't have room for this basketball ad! Anyway, Joker kills everyone there with a little poison rain, and he convinces Harley to help him out with his plan. Some other stuff happens with the Suicide Squad that no one cares about, and then we cut to an after Harley leaves Batman in Batman number 14.
Space is warped and time is bendable.
She starts to leave now that her task is done, but then Joker just hangs her from a chain. Because why the hell would you want to keep a henchwench who is willing to throw his life away just to do your bidding? You can just find those on Craigslist, no problem. Suicide Squad number 16 has Joker dangling Harley over a pit of chemicals, which he says will complete her transformation into something more like him. She escapes, but then Joker sticks their hyenas, Bud and Lou, on her, who now have rabies. She's forced to kill them to save her own life, and this is what she needs to finally get the nerve to kill the Joker. And they keep fighting while Joker rambles on about how she needs to lose her humanity and be pure instinct and crap like he is now. And if you can't figure out why this is a load of bullcrap, allow me to explain. Joker's been talking a lot about how he wants people to lose their humanity, just rely on pure animal instinct, etc. And of course, he's talking about this after an entire year of careful planning. Only with his human ability to reason can he ever hope to pull off what he's doing. This entire plan, just by its very nature of being a plan, is the complete antithesis of what he's trying to accomplish here. But if that isn't convincing enough, consider this. We have this set of curves wearing this rather revealing outfit. If the Joker was purely relying on instinct like he says he is, I'm pretty sure this comic would have gotten a rating a little bit higher than Teen Plus.
Wanna try some of my pie? I'm sure you'll want seconds.
Joker bites off a piece of Harley's ear, Harley bites off a piece of Joker's tongue, and he can still talk regardless, and he locks her up in a cell full of skeletons that he claims are the other Harleys that he's had before she came along. Yeah, a lot of Harley Quinn fans are gonna cry foul over this, but you guys shouldn't get too angry about it. I'm counting the remains of over 30 corpses here. Do they honestly expect us to believe that the Joker really strung along over 30 girls for several years at a time like he's been doing with Harley, and we just never noticed it? Obviously, the Joker just dug up a bunch of random skeletons and dressed them up in Harley-like outfits to screw with her if he needed to. So he locks her up, but she finds a way to wriggle out of her manacles and makes it back to Suicide Squad HQ. Next! Detective Comics number 15 shows Poison Ivy buried alive, and Clayface is searching for her since they apparently got married for some reason. Why is Batman here? When did he come here? And how does this fit in with the rest of the plot? Give me a wee!
Wee!
Give me a don't!
Don't!
Give me a no!
No!
What does that spell?
We don't know!
What, really? You guys don't know? You just said all the words. You don't know what that spells? Alright, never mind. Just forget it. Poison Ivy gets dug up by some schmuck who works for the Penguin, and plans to take over the Penguin's operations because he doesn't see him surviving his trip to Arkham with the Joker. And what is this new guy calling himself? The Emperor Penguin! Anyway, what does any of this have to do with the death of the family? One panel of the Joker's grin. That's it. This is the only thing tying this tie-in comic to the story. Yeah, that was $4 well spent, right? Detective Comics number 16 shows Batman and the GCPD, including the Commissioner, who I guess made a miraculous recovery after almost bleeding to death, as they try to contain an outbreak of people who decided to make themselves up like clowns and create all kinds of havoc. I don't want to go into any more detail about this issue because not only does it make no chronological sense, but the whole premise of it is just ridiculous. One man kills a few cops, and suddenly everyone in Gotham goes nuts and starts acting like little Joker Juniors? In what nihilistic wet dream does something like this happen? One person causing murder and mayhem is not going to cause a bunch of people to go nuts like this and try to be little Joker Juniors. Or was I just asleep that day when everyone went crazy and decided that they wanted to be the next James Holmes? Anyway, on to Batman and Robin number 15, which I guess is happening directly after Batman leaving for Arkham Asylum in Batman number 15, where little Damian is left in the Batcave and he monologues about how useless and helpless the rest of the Bat family is, further cementing my hatred for this little bastard. Incidentally, I highly recommend Batman Incorporated number 9. Hardly the most gruesome death that you'll see in comics, but satisfying nevertheless. He decides to track down Alfred on his own, and some traces of hyena urine outside leads Robin to the zoo, where the hyenas attack him. He gets exposed to some chemical and falls into the aviary, convenient, and he somehow wakes up inside of a giant egg. Great, first the Joker turns into Leatherface, now he's channeling Vincent Price. He's also hanging from a perch and wearing his face upside down, which we can plainly see is infested with maggots. Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna do wonders for your exposed muscle tissue. Speaking of maggots, after bantering for several pages about how Batman's allies are holding him back, he proceeds to drown Robin in maggots, grubs, and other such creatures, since a young growing boy needs a well-balanced meal. Thank you! I'm not averse to the amount of gore and rather disturbing imagery that we've been seeing in these last couple of comics, but for the love of God, at least try to make it funny! Robin makes it out of the pile of grubs, but who rises out of the pile after him? A Jokerized Batman. As nonsensical as this series of events has been so far, this actually might be the least nonsensical, since this isn't really Batman, only some other nameless goon under the Joker's employ. Although, for as long as this fight goes on, I gotta wonder how the hell Joker found one guy with just the right build and bone structure to fool Robin into thinking that it was the real Batman, and someone with the skills necessary to contend with one of the world's deadliest assassins. But yeah, this guy's dead now, since Joker would rather see this fake Batman blow up than see him kill Robin in an act of surprisingly out-of-character nobility. Apparently, Robin would rather let Batman kill him if it meant that he wouldn't have to kill Batman. Damian Wayne just did something likable. There's a good chance my head is about to explode right now. Joker leads Robin down to the light at the end of the tunnel, and the comic ends the same way that Batgirl number 16 ended, with Joker holding something bloody on a silver platter. Again, to be concluded in Batman number 17. All this build up to one single comic, this conclusion had better be amazing.